fails. Spend 15 minutes setting up a game and then cough right at the beginning. Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Infi versus Sini. This game taking place here on Twisted Meadows. On the bottom right-hand side of the map, we have Infi spawning as the red orc going up against Sini spawning as the pink night elf. It is going to be Demon Hunter going up against Blade Master, a classic matchup here, as we see the agility heroes being brought out. Grunt going to be trained here. It looks as though the Blade Master, no, not going to sell that Voodoo, use that Voodoo Lounge as of yet. Going to perhaps clear out this 5-3-1 creep camp, sell the Scroll of Town Portal, pick up 2 healing tabs and a scroll or a speed scroll. Meanwhile, back off to the north, Sini already clearing out using this Ancient of War and a couple of Wisps to, well, mitigate some of that damage here as we see Immolation now being turned on and off really quickly. Immolation is generally much more effective when you have multiple units you are attacking. If you are able to activate 2, that is good. 3 or more is really best. And with that, that Demon Hunter can get higher up in level. That does seem to be a very, very strong case to have that Demon Hunter level up very quickly. And then, well, that Demon Hunter then later on needs to use a Tome of Retraining often to try and re-establish his abilities. Getting that 1 skill point back to get level 3 mana burn or level 2 evasion and level 3 mana burn at level 5 is already important, as the Demon Hunter often drains his own moon wells early on. With double slippers of agility though, that Demon Hunter will be able to mitigate much more of that bonus damage while dishing out more for himself. You can see him, well, clearing out this creep camp with relative ease, and then gonna go ahead and try and heal. Blade Master off on the other side here, going after this creep camp, gonna go ahead and finish off this Null Brute as an Ancient of War eats its way through the trees. Well, nice play by Infi. Oh, actually getting the last hit there, denying the Blade Master that experience. That Blade Master does not get the final hit there, but and the Ancient of War gets it. The Ancient of War, however, by getting that hit, doesn't gain experience either. I guess if you can deny your opponent some experience, that is good enough. Null Brute now going to be absorbing some damage as well, as the Blade Master already has plus 10 attack. On a map like Twisted Meadows that has a number of decent item drops here, what you're going to see is that Blade Master try and, well, use that critical strike very effectively with plus 10 already at level 2, and this is before this is before we even see that Kodo Beast. That Blade Master should be able to get in quite a number of, well, high critical strikes if this game goes long. Twisted Meadows, however, is a map that often goes long here, as the Demon Hunter trying to chase after this Forest Troll Berserker looks like it will be able to do it, as the Blade Master, well, gets mana burned by this Demon Hunter. Scroll of Speed, however, going to quickly allow for a quick escape there, but level 2 mana burn coupled with level 1 Immolation, as the Demon Hunter still wandering back and forth. 279 mana burned quickly off of that Blade Master, coupled with a little bit of Immolation damage as that Blade Master looks to retreat. Does have 2 healing salves and is going for a Shadow Hunter as well. Both sides fighting their way through. The Blade Master down to 41 hit points. Does use that healing salve there on that Grunt and on that Blade Master, trying to hide a bit away. Shadow Hunter may be forced to try and go for Healing Wave first, as the Forest Troll Berserker down to 310 points, still trying to create a little bit of distance between all of these units. Beastmaster or Bestiary now getting trained up here. Peon coming off of the line there, beautifully done. Are we going to see a Hex? No, we are not. If the timing on that was just perfect, that the Altar of Storms finished and the Shadow Hunter popped out to Hex that Demon Hunter, that would have been a dead level 3 hero. Instead, that Demon Hunter able to retreat back. Meanwhile, Sini now going after this 5-3-1 creep camp. Brewmaster should be able to get to level 2 off of there. It looks like he got some earlier experience, as we are already at Tree of Ages and going now into Dual Ancients of Lore. Dual Ancients of Lore, Blade Master, Shadow Hunter, Well, trying to clear out some creep camps here, perhaps get a potential expansion, as the Demon Hunter has already found himself back on the bottom left-hand side of the map, able to run down here fairly quickly, and we can see once more the Demon Hunter getting off a very critical mana burn. By constantly denying this Blade Master the ability to Wind Walk and Critical Strike, he has not been able to easily harass this Night Elf army. So far, though, we are looking at Infi being very effective at minimizing his losses and still being able to play his game. If you are able to play your game while disrupting your opponent's game, that is perhaps the best game plan, as you're going to be able to get advantages while minimizing the advantages and strengths of your opponent. Demon Hunter getting quickly hexed here, gonna back away. Shadow Hunter purposely created a little bit of distance as he does not want to get mana burned. There goes down another ensnare there. Are we gonna see, a quick hex going here? Shadow Hunter gonna go ahead and try and create a little bit of separation again, as some more damage could rack up. A Raider's ensnare was still on cooldown, and with that, another mana burn being placed down onto that Blade Master. Staff of Teleportation quickly teleports that Demon Hunter all the way back home. He's going to be able to heal up nicely, as we are still only at Tree of Ages and training up some Dryads. On the bottom left-hand side, though, we can see Watchtowers with that fortified armor from that reinforced defenses from the War Mill. That's a lot of frums. Already completed. That will greatly reduce the amount of damage the Quill Beasts, the Dryads, and the heroes are going to be able to do. I said Quill Beast, but I did not mean Quill Beast. I meant the Panda. For some reason, I thought it was Demon Hunter Beastmaster. For a second, I'm like, wait a second. No, it was not a Beastmaster. It is a Brewmaster here. So far, though, no tech to Tier 3 by Sini, the Night Elf, as the Brewmaster may try and get to level 3 quickly for that level 2 Breath of Fire. Shadow Hunter picking up Scourge Bone Chimes will benefit that Blade Master slightly, and we could have a double level up here momentarily, as both the Shadow Hunter and that Blade Master are very close to that next level. No Wind Walk here. Serpent War is going to try to do a little bit of poking. Dryad's going to get in the way here, as you can see the Shadow Hunter quickly trying to back away and not engage on his own terms. Shadow Hunter going to be retreating all the way back here. Demon Hunter trying to get a mana burn. There is a little bit of action here, as a pig blocking the Demon Hunter from really being able to get on range onto that Shadow Hunter, as some Serpent Wards are thrown down. Mana burn quickly onto that Shadow Hunter there, but a quick hex, a little bit of a delayed hex, unable to get the hex before the mana burn goes down, as Dryads and Raiders are falling. So far, though, it looks like a pretty even fight overall. Both sides losing units, but remember, Infi is currently mining away, and this double level up here will give Infi some extra firepower against Sini and his army. Dryads are trying to do a little bit of a dance going back and forth, but as Raiders are reinforcing, they're able to get off a couple of critical ensnares, as well as we see a Breath of Fire blow on through as well. Vampiric Aura not doing nearly as much, as a Serpent Ward finishes off a Dryad here. More Serpent Wards, or another Serpent Ward poke, 27 over 30 damage. That Dryad being forced to retreat back, as we see a Staff of Teleportation inbound Demon Hunter ready to get back in on some more Ashen with a, mana burn. Are we going to see a couple of ensnares? One ensnare is all that is needed. Panda not going to be able to finish off that Blade Master, as both sides have expansions, both sides running off of 2 bases, and both sides still staying in no upkeep. 40 over 70 supply by the Knight of Sini. Meanwhile, Infi currently sitting at 41 over 62. We are going into a Spirit Lodge as well, so a couple of purges perhaps will be useful, or some other spell casting unit. Dryads continuing to poke apart here, picking up that Goblin Shredder, always a safe call, as that Goblin Shredder does deal a fair amount of normal damage, effective against the Rock Golems and those Forest Troll Trappers. Once you no longer need it, just Staff of Preservation it, send it back home, and Goblin Shredder is exactly where you want it to be, collecting lumber in the confines of your base. All right, Pillage also now being researched, as well as the tech to tier 3 by Infi on the main base getting underway. We're still looking at 50 over 60 supply, perhaps trying to stay out of low upkeep. Sinai not getting that memo, staying at 51 supply. Always a dangerous spot to be in, as detonating a single wisp and mining with 9 instead of 10 actually benefits you, as you're no longer well, as you hit those attacks breaks. Coming back around, Raiders going after this Ogre Warrior Creep Camp item dropped here. Not quite sure what it was. Could have been the line of Stormwind, or here, as the units now making their way back off to the north. As the Panda continues to do a bit of creeping here, trying to clear things up. The high mobility of Sinai with that Staff of Teleportation and Staff of Preservation has been impressive. Druid of the Claw also getting in a rejuvenation on that frontline Demon Hunter to try and keep these Moonwells a bit more topped off. If that Druid of the Claw, or if these Druids of the Claw can maintain their mana, so to speak, that would be a very big deal. Meanwhile, we're looking at Sinai using a Scroll of Town Portal to get back over here to the top right, as the Blade Master and Raiders with Shadow Hunter are already showing up to the party. In comes Immolation, Demon Hunter, Immolation trying to rack up quite a bit of damage. There's a Drunken Haze, there's a Breath of Fire, level 4 now on the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter could have a very, very bad day, down to 105 hit points. He's going to get ensnared and hexed. He gets taken down, as the Blade Master now forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal. Panda unable to get a Breath of Fire off on those last remaining units, as the Panda gets to level 4 off of the death of those Serpent Wards. Serpent Wards, if you remember, do give a little bit more experience in the most recent patch, but that still hasn't been a big enough deterrent for Orc players to not use them against Night Elves, as the Serpent Wards do deal significant damage, have decent range, and, well, just boost the overall Orc army so well, as you can summon nearly an army of Serpent Wards, and sometimes they just often go unnoticed. Dryads with 1-0 upgrades here. Coming back across on the other side, where is the rest of the Orc army? Raiders sitting at 0-0. Shadow Hunter using that clarity, hoping to buy a little bit of time here, as more Serpent Wards are being placed down. All right, Shadow Hunter, little bit of poke going back around every which way. Healing Salve will be used up on this low hit point Raider here in just a moment. He loses aggro. Well, he lost aggro for a second, but then I think got attacked by the Forest Troll Trapper. Another healing salve may be needed, or is that just the Forest Troll, or what's healing it? Can't quite tell. All right, can't quite tell there, as we see a quick wisp detonation. Scroll of Town Portal heading back over here to the bottom left. We have spiked barricades to help deal with some of those bears and reflect back some of that damage. Units now trying to retreat again, as the Demon Hunter, well, unable to finish off this Raider. Raider trying to heal back up, head to the very far back, perhaps get out of Breath of Fire range from that Panda, as the Blade Master, well, tries to see if there's any easy units to pick off. Demon Hunter with Orb of Venom. Blade Master is currently at plus 15 attack. That Orb of Lightning should be able to get off some nice critical purges, as we see a Breath of Fire and a Raider able to dodge that last bit of damage. Or perhaps, well, he didn't dodge it, but able to stay alive with the help of that healing salve there. Rejuvenation now on a Demon Hunter. He's already back up to full. A little bit of scouting getting underway to see when these sides are going to be engaging. There's a roar as well, but some of those Dryads are magic immune, as you remember, do not benefit from that roar. All right, a couple of watchtowers, with more watchtowers being built behind Tauren Chieftain in that frontline spot. There goes a Breath of Fire, as both sides still just testing the waters. A new expansion by Sinai as well at the 10 o'clock spot. No clear sign on when it will be done. As you see, Infi already has 3 watchtowers, with a 4th one getting underway, and a tiny Great Hall building here at that 3 o'clock location. All right, Infi taking a play out of 2008 Human, building expansions with a bunch of towers to try and play into the long game. With the current unit composition, there's no easy way to deal damage to buildings by Sinai and his army. However, Well, we know that if you just stay on one strategy for far too long, your opponent may find a way to bust through that strategy and, well, take down one expansion, forcing the other dominoes to fall. All right. Interesting choice by Infi here, actually going for master trained witch doctors. With on a map like this where there's plenty of space, it looks like Infi's strategy is to try and use an underutilized unit in the orc army, that witch doctor. One of the orcs' weakest components to their game is the fact that they have a difficult time healing. The witch doctor is a high-powered, high-reward, high-risk healer with those healing wards. You're able to heal up pretty much the entire army with a very, very strong based heal. As you see, the Witch Doctor was able to sneak by this side here. All right, Witch Doctor trying to get around, head to the bottom here. There's another Breath of Fire, and there's the healing ward, healing up all of these units right now, including some of these peons. Peons are not recovering that quickly. The raiders are recovering faster. As you may remember, witch doctors and that healing ward is a percentage-based hero. It heals a percentage of your maximum hit points, meaning a 1 hit point peon and a 1 hit point raider should theoretically reach 100% at the same time. Not quite sure how that works with natural regeneration in there. It might skew your calculations a little bit, but theoretically, yes, it should be about the same. Coming across here, we're looking at the Brewmaster and Demon Hunter holding out on that front door. Main bases still have 3 minutes of mining left, perhaps a little bit more, as we are going into a second bestiary for Infi. More repairs could get underway. Infi actually setting up a second or setting up a stasis ward or stasis trap here. Stasis trap is an ability that's not used very often by orc players. Meanwhile, you can see that this mountain giant, as he's attacking, some of that damage is getting reflected back. Units now trying to retreat their way here. Watchtowers are doing quite a bit of poking, as the Witch Doctor, while still staying steady at 65 mana, not quite sure how he wants to do things. All right, more poke damage onto that Mountain Giant. Mountain Giant taking 4 to 5 damage per each of those arrows. They'll actually take more damage with their auto attack against the building here, as you can see them taking giant chunks of hit points away from the Great Hall. And now with that additional roar, well, able to really dish out that damage. In comes a little bit more rejuvenation. There goes a little bit more damage, and the Great Hall could end up getting taken down. That's exactly what you see here. 2 mountain giants knocking on the door of the Great Hall and able to shut it down. This is not looking good right now for Infi. Infi perhaps was not expecting this, but mass witch doctors could come into play here in just a second. Mass witch doctors still wandering around back and forth on the south side here. Meanwhile, mountain giants sitting at 2/2 upgrades. Blade Master still outside here. We can see that stasis trap was not triggered, and unless we see a tiny Great Hall now being placed down, the mountain giants here, this is an interesting play, building the Great Hall right in front of your opponent, as we are looking at serpent wards and stasis traps all being placed down here. There goes another stasis trap. Wind Rider now trying to back away. Is the stasis trap going to go off? And looks like it. No, it does not get taken. Does not go off here, as the units are still trying to retreat back. More damage still racking up. There's that stasis trap. There's the stun there. Kodo Beast could try and eat up some more units. Meanwhile, we see a Scroll of Town Portal trying to retreat back here. This has been a crazy fight all across the board. Now trying to retreat back the other way. The Demon Hunter now finds himself in a tough spot, as he's constantly getting into trouble. Mana Burn, Hex, constant ensnares. Demon Hunter plays down an Immolation, as Healing Ward is placed down as well. Blade Master needs to get a bit of healing going on as well. Peons repairing here. There's 2 stasis traps, perhaps more stasis traps on the front side here could make a big difference as well. Never really realized that Voodoo Lounge nearby with heroes means that the expansion, well, was very easy to replace. Just buy it from the Voodoo Lounge and quickly place it down. All right, engagement could be getting underway here. There's a big roar. There's a little bit of damage coming back across the side. There's 4 mountain giants here, and they're going to be able to chip away at this Great Hall, or not even chip away, take giant chunks of the Great Hall away, as it's nearly down to half hit points already before the repair is getting in. All right, in comes another stasis here, but so far Infi has not been able to capitalize on those completed stasis traps, and traps try and rack up damage while all those units are stunned. Wind Riders are off to the side here trying to poke down some of these units. Are they going to be able to win out on these battles? Blade Master could be in trouble, down to 70 hit points, forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal as the Witch Doctors are trying to find targets to pick off as well. Serpent Ward's going to get shut down here. You can see that Infi has retreated back to the expansion. There are plenty of towers here, stasis traps being placed down, and Infi, while trying to make the Witch Doctor the MVP of this match with these very expensive stasis traps, healing wards, and well, no Watcher wards as of yet. More damage getting racked up here. One Wind Rider could easily get blown over, and it does get taken down. Wind Rider trying to rejoin in on the fight, but Dryads with that slow poison coupled with the Demon Hunter's Orb of Venom, and that's going to be enough to shut it down again, in addition to that expansion. Expansion now getting taken out, and these peons who were just trying to return gold back to a Great Hall was marching towards the enemy line. Sini now retreating back to the Ancient of Wonders. Sini sitting at 95 over 100 supply compared to 70 over 82. We're looking at 14 gold, we're looking at 8 gold a second compared to 14 gold a second. A very big difference here, and that may explain why Infi is still okay right now. We need to see Sini find a way to close out this game while he has the army size advantage. If he is not able to find a way to close out this game, Infi, if he's able to trade efficiently, will have theoretically mined more gold out of the gold mines, as he is paying less on taxes. Mountain Giant now making its way over 2-3 upgrades. Plenty of room to try and get in some rejuvenations. And here we go. There's some stasis traps triggering a multitude of these buildings here. All right, units perhaps going to try and retreat back away. More damage onto that Great Hall. Abolish magic onto a stasis trap here as some ensnares are going down. Great Hall down to 195 hit points, down to 111. Looks like it's about to get taken down, and it does get taken down again. All right, I don't know how many times this hall has been taken out, but I do know the Panda falls at level 4 as the Tauren Chieftain now in a little bit of trouble. Tauren Chieftain now trying to back away. He's able to find enough room to maneuver as purges are going down onto the Druids of the Claw. A couple of ensnared Druids of the Claw as well, and suddenly Sini could be in trouble as the Blade Master perhaps going to try and set up another expansion again with the tiny Great Hall Staff of Teleportation. Where is that Blade Master going? Heading off to the other side. Is he going to, what is he buying? Another Clarity Potion and a tiny Great Hall to bring back, as perhaps the tiny Great Hall here is still not yet quite ready. Sini needs to retreat back home, tail between his legs after taking a beating outside this expansion location here. Meanwhile, a couple of peons need to be brought back over as we see an Ancient of Wonders getting easily taken down. 65 supply compared to 87. Peons now retreating back once more, as well as we could be looking at some hit and run tactics here momentarily. Those hit and run tactics with raiders and pillage do translate to gold, and with the Witch Doctors being able to perhaps place down a stasis trap or two before the fight begins, well, that causes problems on when or how you want to try and Scroll of Town Portal in. All right, Kodo Beast is slowly digesting a Druid of the Claw. It looks like it will be a reversal of fortune here. The Kodo Beast getting brought back out. Is it going to get finished? No, it is not. Staff of Preservation for the saved. He is brought back home. Most likely will get rejuvenated here in just a moment. Still fighting his way through. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 2 does have a Staff of Silence. Meanwhile, Blade Master sitting at level 4. The expansion is once more up and operational as the units are looking to engage again. 4 Mountain Giants, 4 Druids of the Claw, 4 Dryads, and 2 Druids of the Talon here ready to launch the attack once more. 71 supply going up against 97 And this has not been going well for Sini, as he has not been able to capitalize on that army size advantage yet. There's a big strike there. There's a Hex. And now suddenly, well, Druid of the Claw gets taken down easily, as the Shadow Hunter may be going into level 5 Serpent Wards here, or level 3 Serpent Wards at level 5. 48 to 52 piercing damage against those Dryads is nothing to laugh at. Coming back the other way. All right, Mountain Giants looking to shut down this Great Hall again. Peons are off over here saying, didn't we already repair this building over and over and over? Well, it gets knocked down, but it keeps on getting built back up again. You ain't never going to keep it down, as the Tauren Chieftain still doing a little bit of stompy play here. Stun onto Druid of the Claw, as the units are now finally retreating back. Mountain Giant going to be, well, forced to retreat back, as well as the Shadow Hunter sits at level 5. Perhaps we're going to be looking at another Voodoo Lounge, tiny Great Hall being built to set up an expansion now. Main bases have been mined out. Tauren Chieftain looking to set up a tiny Great Hall. There it goes. Great Hall construction. More healing underway by that ward, as we're looking at where exactly is that Tauren Chieftain. There is that Shadow Hunter Blade Master. Blade Master is still wandering back and forth, sitting at level 4, nearing level 5. Both sides have been testing the waters, testing their strategies, and now Sini gonna go ahead and uproot this Tree of Eternity and perhaps try and go out into the go out and establish a new base somewhere else. This starting location has already been cleared out, and that seems the next logical location to try and expand towards your opponent, but things could go sideways quickly. Meanwhile, these stasis traps here that were built, they are going to be coming to an end, as that Tree of Eternity, even with Nature's Blessing, moves very slowly. Coming back around again, 72 supply compared to 95. Mining is still under full saturation, as the Blade Master keeps track of the Demon Hunter and that Brewmaster. Units are still looking to retreat back, trying to find a way, as we see some watchtowers being placed down by Infi to try and stop the mining on the top left. Blade Master is still keeping track of the majority of the Night Elf army here, as the Peons are now looking to back away again. All right, one Ancient Protector trying to be constructed before the Tree of Eternity gets there. That Blade Master will back away instead again, as the Orc army is now ready to go on the move. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 2. Demon Hunter here going to try and finish off these watchtowers before they get completed. Demon Hunter finishing or forcing cancellation on those watchtowers there. But, well, this expansion may end up falling before it's even ready. All right, Blade Master perhaps going to try and dive on in, go after these units here. Fairy Fire on the Blade Master does reveal it, and the Ancient Protector does not get taken down. A couple of stasis traps here, a couple of Serpent Wards poking back around, and what is going on? Units are still trying to give chase, never really attacked anything, as we see Healing Wards placed down by Infi. Healing Wards heal up quite a bit. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter Panda getting ready to engage. Tauren Chieftain still spinning up in the air. What is going to go down here as both sides fighting their way through? There's a mana burn onto the Tauren Chieftain. Blade Master completely getting shut down here, as there are Healing Wards in position to try and, well, keep this army alive and well. Mountain Giants are in the back. They've broken past the front line, as a couple of wards are placed down again. Druids of the Talent have been using that Cyclone fairly effectively to pick things up, as we see a quick stun across the majority of that army there. Units are retreating back. Another stun now being placed down here as well, as this stasis trap, well, it is now going to be invisible and may stun again. All right, if the strategy is to try and divide and conquer the army, it could work out well, as the Kodo Beast about to finish digesting one of those Druids of the Claw, and Infi setting up multiple watchtowers in the main base of Sini. Sini going to be losing this main base here, as home field advantage is no longer belonging to Sini, even in his own base here, as a couple of stasis traps go off, stunning the army, and now the Druids of the Talon, well, with nowhere really to run or hide or attack, having problems themselves. Druids of the Talon are great anti-air units to try and deal with those Wind Riders, as the Wind Riders are backing up. But you can see that the Druids of the Talon are also suffering damage at the hands of these Watchtowers and these Serpent Wards. All right, there goes another Druid of the Talon. More Druids of the Talon are just popping. 69 supply now, going up against 43. Infi is on the losing end of this supply battle, as the Tauren Chieftain, well, forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal to try and head back home. All right, Watchtower is finishing up a lot of the other ground units. Close to 30 supply of units lost on both sides, as Sini runs out of mining at the 1 o'clock location. Still 6 minutes of mining here, and 5.5 of minutes mining here, as the Tree of Eternity has relocated to the starting location at the 7 o'clock spot. This is a big deal. Sini getting up this gold mine again will be able to keep his army going strong. Meanwhile, the Demon Hunter and the Panda already at level 6, level 5. Demon Hunter needing one more kill to get to level 6. And suddenly we'll have Metamorphosis and Earth, Storm, and Fire. Two very powerful abilities straight from those heroes. Tauren Chieftain going to get to level 3 here. And up to 505 mana. Going to go ahead and transfer it to the Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter now currently at 290. Could use a little bit more mana still, as the Blade Master sits at level 5, finishing off the remainder of this Forest Troll Berserker creep camp. One Ancient of War trying to join in on the battle here, just absorbing quite a bit of damage from these Witch Doctors. Remember, magic damage deals bonus to heavy, and that's exactly what those Ancients have while uprooted. Meanwhile, Great Hall going to get blown or taken down by the Mountain Giants again. I don't remember how many times this has been so far, but the Demon Hunter reaches level 6. Level 6 Demon Hunter going to finish off the remainder of these buildings here. And now we are suddenly looking at one building, or two bases going up against two bases again. Infi losing that economic advantage. 56 supply compared to 79. Sini still looking for a way to close out this game. Meanwhile, Infi is looking for a way to prolong and extend this game. Gonna find this Tree of Life while on the move, but it will get shut down rather quick. We can see stasis traps, other things being placed down by the Witch Doctor in order to, keep this army nicely together. $89/80 supply. About 5.5 minutes of mining left on that main expansion here. About 4.5 minutes left here at this 4 o'clock spot. So with that said, we are going to be going into only the starting location, opposite starting locations now, again by Infi and Sini, as that Tree of Life was taken down there. All right, going to go ahead and do an engagement. We can see the Tauren Chieftain now making its way over. Witch Doctors trying to place down a number of stasis traps. Perhaps that will be able to buy them time if they need to slowly retreat back. That is the danger of trying to go up against an Orc player who has these stasis traps. If you can use them effectively, your opponent's army is just constantly going to be stunned in this weird state. And while they are stunned, they are suffering damage, or perhaps, like in this scenario, Infi can use those extra seconds to attack the buildings a little bit more and still back away safely. Shadow Hunter, Blade Master, Tauren Chieftain now making its way back down again. I'm going to go ahead and engage Tauren Chieftain going after the Blade Master. There is a stasis trap being placed down, trying to interrupt any of the Scroll of Town portals. And there you have it. There you go. One stasis trap completely stunning things down here, then followed up by another stun there. Tauren Chieftain does get mana burn still. Never went actually for a follow-up stomp as the units are retreating back. There's another mana burn there as the Shadow Hunter quickly says, you know what? I don't want to be in this fight at all. Scroll of Town portal back off to the north. Mountain Giants being forced to retreat back. Are we going to perhaps see some heals here? Don't see that many heals as we are not looking at any Taurens either. I don't see a Tauren totem. So Tauren totems with the pulverize could be effective against these mountain giants, but we still haven't seen that transition at all. We are at Fortress by the Orc, even though we only have we have 3 heroes. That Tauren Chieftain's been out for quite a bit of time. Shadow Hunter, is it hiding somewhere under here? Yes, it is hiding right there. Couple of illusionary blade masters as well. All right, 3/3 upgrades on the Druids of the Claw. Druids of the Talon trying to work together. There's a couple of taunts right here. Piercing damage, stuns. Now Metamorphosis on that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter continuing to blast away as we're going to see one Mountain Giant finally fall. Tauren Chieftain still unable to get these stomps in as both sides are fighting through. There's a couple of Cyclones. I believe that Kodo Beast wanted to eat something. There's a massive stun across the entire backline here as the Troll Witch Doctors need to retreat back. Metamorphosis, the Demon Hunter falls at level 6. And now we're looking at higher level for all of these other Orc units. Tauren Chieftain getting up to level 4, and now with level 2 Endurance Aura to perhaps make these units move just a little bit more quickly. All right, battling underway. There goes a 240 critical strike onto a Druid of the Claw. One slice and dice hit to take them down as the Druid of the Claw here getting another 288 critical strike and now getting finished up. All right, we saw a big bad voodoo also being used by that Shadow Hunter. Big Bad Voodoo is a channeled ability, as you remember, but the Druids of the Talon more than enough to try and shut down that channeled ability there. Tauren Chieftain now down to 250 hit points. He could have a very bad day. He's trying to retreat back as well. Perhaps get a healing salve and heal back up too. Both sides fighting back and forth, and Shadow Hunter falls at level 6. Earthstorm and Fire coming online in time to cause problems as the Blade Master falls at level 5 due to Fire's immolation. Now, we can still see plenty of units out here on the battlefield. Earth now respawning that Brewmaster. Brewmaster seen at level 5. Are we going to see the death of a Tauren Chieftain? Tauren Chieftain now trying to get away. Panda trying to follow up there, unable to do exactly that. Finishing off another peon here, and perhaps going to try and finish off the remainder of this, expansion. All right, Breath of Fire blowing through there. More damage still slowly racking up. It looks as though this Great Hall will end up getting taken down. And with that getting taken down, the economic advantage is now belonging solely to Sini. Sini currently mining on 2 bases to 0 as this expansion is now gone. All right, however, a couple of easy kills. There goes one Mountain Giant. Could be a problem. Blade Master is still here. 2 Mountain Giants getting taken down. Blade Master now sits at level 6 with the Tauren Chieftain comfortably sitting at level 5 and perhaps going to slowly inch over as well. Infi has not been able to re-establish his gold mines here. Meanwhile, Sini has a little bit more than 10 minutes of mining here and, a little bit more than a minute of mining here at this 10 o'clock spot. Are we going to perhaps see, yes, the Demon Hunter is back out, ready for action. 46 over 100 supply compared to 39 over 72 with that Shadow Hunter looking to get resurrected. Bags of peon, that long trek to try and retreat back home as we see a couple of Witch Doctors trying to set things up here perhaps for a potential fight. Panda, realizes that he cannot be sticking around in this fight by his lonesome self. There's just simply too many support casters in these Witch Doctors. And now with the Tauren Chieftain here as well, faster attack speed by that Blade Master. Tiny Great Hall being picked up and used by Infi. I think this might be the 6th or 7th Tiny Great Hall used here as we're going to be going into an engagement. Oh, there's a stun onto the Mountain Giant. Mountain Giant going to take a little bit of poison damage. There's a Breath of Fire across multiple illusions as healing wards and stasis traps are thrown down again. All right, constant purge onto that Mountain Giant. Mountain Giant not quite sure where to go. Healing ward was cleaned up here. There's a stun onto the Brewmaster. Brewmaster now trying to retreat back once more as the Druids of the Talon are able to just clean up these illusions. Blade Master purging down that Mountain Giant. Metamorphosis now completed on that Demon Hunter who could get in a little bit more damage again. Panda also could perhaps go for Earthstorm and Fire as the Tauren Chieftain unable to throw down a stomp before the Demon Hunter is ready. Are we going to see a stomp? Yes, there you are. There's a little bit of a stun there as the stasis traps have now pretty much dried up. or nearly drying up as the Witch Doctors are running low on mana. All right. Wind Rider is getting cleaned up here as well as the Demon Hunter comes across with big Metamorphosis, Chaos, ranged poison damage to rack up damage on all of these fleeing units. Doran Chieftain and the Blade Master still fighting their way through, trying to clean up some of these Druids of the Talon. Meanwhile, Shadow Hunter down to 235 hit points already, having a bit of problems trying to figure out how to keep some of his own partners alive as another Druid of the Claw gets taken down. Blade Master, Tauren Chieftain, Shadow Hunter, all low on hit points, all low on mana, trying to flee from the army of the Demon Hunter and a Blade and Brewmaster here. Brewmaster sitting at level 8, that high level hero still dealing quite a bit of damage as he still wanders back around. All right, there's another mana burn there. Blade Master trying to retreat back. All right, Serpent Wards being thrown down as well as the Druids of the Talon show back up to the party. Demon Hunter, Staff of Preservation for the save. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability transferred around as the Tauren Chieftain now currently up in the air, still sitting at level 5. Inbound, Staff of Teleportation. Demon Hunter going to try and finish off some of these Witch Doctors. No stun on that Stasis Trap as of yet. As Immolation coming online, there is that stun now. As the Demon Hunter now perhaps going to be going after some of these Kodo Beasts, which are slowly being digested. Meanwhile, we're looking at what happened to the Panda. Not quite sure where it went now. There's Earth. Earth is the last guy left here. He's trying to stay alive. Shadow Hunter trying to back away. He's currently seeing 175 hit points. There's more purging as the Panda down to 290 hit points. He's trying to repeat back. A level 8 Panda, well, getting taken down while the ultimate was going. That is a lot of damage across 3 separate units to take down that level 8 Brewmaster. All right. As the units are trying to retreat back here, Tauren Chieftain gets up to level 6, and now that Tauren Chieftain is at level 6, this game may be over as Infi suddenly doesn't have to worry about losing his Tauren Chieftain nearly as much. Trying to fight back every which way, trying to go after these units. Serpent Wards are being thrown down. Blade Master trying to chase after that Demon Hunter who's down to 233 hit points. No Hex onto that from that Shadow Hunter either, as you're just seeing a little bit of damage getting racked up onto that Demon Hunter here. All right, Blade Master trying to close in on that distance, unable to do so as Infi is currently mining off of one base. Same for Sini. Sini has about 8 minutes of mining left. Meanwhile, more than 15 minutes nearly by Infi. So if this game continues to go long, Infi will be in a great spot. All right, a bit of a marathon of a game here. 43 minutes into this game. No clear-cut winner with 3 level 6 heroes by Infi's Orc army and a level 6, level 8 hero combination by Sini. That level 8 Panda, however, was taken out and getting resurrected the old-fashioned way. 39 supply, over 100. All of this off of one base. Meanwhile, we're looking at Tauren Chieftain purposely going to get cleaned up here to trigger that reincarnation. That is a beautiful, beautiful use of that reincarnation right now. You're able to get that Tauren Chieftain back out onto the battlefield, and you're actually ticking away on that cooldown. That cooldown seemingly lasts forever and a day after that Tauren Chieftain is taken down once. Meanwhile, the Blade Master, Shadow Hunter are ready to venture forth again. Is the Tauren Chieftain going to be able to play with that gambit and be able to dive in? And is he actually going to confuse this Demon Hunter? All right, there's a mana burn there. The Stomp, not quite enough. There's another detonation, and the Tauren Chieftain is not going to have enough mana. All right, coming back through, Breath of Fire pushing across the other side here. Tauren Chieftain may try and engage. We could be looking at a Purge onto the Druid of the Claw. Demon Hunter, while trying to wisp around along the back, running into a little bit of problems as there goes one Druid of the Claw again. Mana burn onto the Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter currently low on mana. There's another Metamorphosis to try and keep units alive. Kodo Beast gonna get reversed out as the Druids of the Talon are back out onto the battlefield. Meanwhile, Earth, Storm, and Fire also ready here. Both sides fighting their way through. Tauren Chieftain gonna try and lead the charge. Where is all of these other units as the stun goes down onto that Demon Hunter again? There goes another mana burn, but the mana burn doesn't do very much when the Shadow Hunter is just trying to place down Serpent Wards all over the place. Blade Master currently up in the air again. Are we going to see the death of Earth again? Doesn't matter if Earth is taken down again, as Storm is still readily alive and okay. Tauren Chieftain continuing to fight back the other way. Ranged chaos damage. Panda now back out onto the battlefield. 630 hit points. Is he going to try and break free? Perhaps take down this Druid of the Claw. Able to take it down to 5 hit points, but gets taken down because even though he had Windwalk, he had Fairy Fire, revealing his location. Demon Hunter sitting at level 7 now, gonna go after the Tauren Chieftain. Is he gonna actually blow over the Tauren Chieftain here? Is this strategy gonna, get caught and get punished? That is the question, as we are looking at healing wards on that Tauren Chieftain. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, both sides fighting their way through. Stasis Trap and healing ward is there. That Tauren Chieftain has 1100 hit points, so really able to absorb quite a bit of damage, and he is absorbing or healing damage from that healing ward, even though he is up in the air. Mana Burn going down onto the Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter still trying to double back away. Demon Hunter and Panda are going to be forced to retreat. There's a Staff of Preservation as the Tree of Life is in position with an Ancient Protector to try and punish this expansion spot. All right, Panda coming back around here. More healing wards placed down. Tauren Chieftain, I believe, has another 2 minutes of cooldown on that reincarnation, and then if he just falls again, he will be fine. You cannot invest that much time to try and take down a Tauren Chieftain unless you're 100% sure you can finish him off. This game still going strong here. Tree of Life. This Tree of Life looking to, retreat back, regroup himself, but it looks like it is just going to get taken down. I don't believe this is going to cause a level up, but the damage has been done. There's another Mana Burn onto the Tauren Chieftain. There's another Breath of Fire. Panda sitting at level 9, getting closer, getting up to level 10 may not be enough to win this game here, as the economic advantage of Infi is going to get stronger, as there's only about 4.5 minutes of mining left here compared to 10. There's going to be a window of opportunity. Sini needs to win this game in the next 6 minutes or so. Otherwise, the economic advantage of not running out of gold mines by Infi will become too much. All right, still looking around here. No one's taken this bottom left-hand side expansion either. This no Tree of Life there. That probably was already taken down earlier, as we're looking at the units getting ready to engage here. Panda, Demon Hunter, going to try and test the waters. Blade Master now trying to make its way back over. There's a quick stun there. There's a follow-up purge. There's a quick hex as well. 324 critical strike damage is racking up, as we see a Staff of Preservation to save the low hit point Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter teleported back home, healed back up, and now trying to rush across the battlefield to get back into the spot where he needs to be, as another Druid of the Claw gets taken down. All right, I believe the writing is now on the wall. It is Infi's game. He is in great control of it so far, with mass Witch Doctors for the heals and for those stasis traps. Blade Master still wandering around across here. Druids of the Talon keeping track of these illusions. What is going to be going down next? That is the question, as the Blade Master does have a potion of mana. Perhaps going to try and use it at the opportune time and use it for Blade Storm if he ever gets to level 7. It looks like he spent a lot of his, skill points on other abilities, as we're going to be looking at the Tauren Chieftain now. Perhaps, I believe that reincarnation cooldown has come to an end. All right, there is some damage here. There is a giant stomp. Tauren Chieftain getting in a big stomp right there. Are we going to see any purges onto that Demon Hunter? No, we are not, as more stasis traps are falling. Shadow Hunter trying to throw down more Serpent Wards as well. Tauren Chieftain seems to be okay. Healing wards are just healing up all of these Witch Doctors, as they do deal significant damage to those Druids of the Claw. All right, both sides still fighting their way through. Demon Hunter trying to use ranged chaos damage to rack up more damage. Tauren Chieftain falls for the second time, but reincarnation cooldown was completed. He will get back up again and perhaps throw down a stomp, stunning down all of these units. Tauren Chieftain not going to be easily taken out. Kodo Beast, Brewmaster falls at level 9, and now the Demon Hunter going to fall at level 7. That is going to be the game. Infi is victorious over Sini in this marathon, nearly 50-minute match on Twisted Meadows. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.